What's up everybody, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amanda back at it again with another video. In today's video I'm going to be breaking down with you guys my hair routine for this upcoming year for 2021. And today's video is a requested video that I got a couple of weeks ago, but I figured it's better late than never, right? So we are going to be creating a hair routine with me, Amanda Manka, and I'm going to show you guys basically how I do it and possibly help someone else out there who is trying to come up with a hair routine but doesn't know where to start. So let's get right into this video. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do when coming up with a hair routine is to evaluate the time you have and the type of hair that you have. Right, you need to consider the different issues that you have with your hair and your scalp, for example. So do you have a dry scalp, do you have an oily scalp, oily hair, eczema, dermatitis? I found that since I was diagnosed with eczema, I found that my scalp lately has also been actually very dry, very itchy and very flaky. And I found that after 7 days of not washing my hair, I am on fire. My scalp is on fire. It is so itchy, it is so flaky, meaning I cannot go more than 7 days without washing my hair, or else I would literally scratch it all off. You also need to consider the hair itself. So is it damaged? Is it healthy? Is it dry? Is it in a protective style? These things will help you determine how often you need to do what to your hair. So if you know you have damaged hair, then you know you need to concentrate on the protein treatments. You know you need to concentrate on the building treatments. You know you need to give your hair more attention than you would need to do if your hair was healthy. If your hair is dry, you know you need to do a lot of moisture treatments, and that would mean you need to put in a lot of moisture into your hair more often than not. And in a protective style, people's wash times and people's treatment times vary. So this also is a very big determinant on what you want to do to your hair, when and how. Okay, I also like to make sure that people consider their pocket sizes, because it's nice to hear a person say wash your hair every week, but is that something you can physically afford to do? Because if you're washing your hair every week, that means you're using your shampoo every week. That means you're doing the deep conditioner every week. You're using an oil, a butter, hair moisturizers. You're using all these products every single week. And if you compare that to doing it every 2 weeks or every month, you are using quite a lot of products in a month. And are you able to replace these products that you are finishing at this alarming rate, or are you using a little bit of, so you just need to take into consideration how you use your products, and if you can afford to replace your products monthly or bi-monthly, or you just need to be very aware of that as well. Now, as we move on with my hair and what we've talked about, I did just say that I have very dry and flaky scalp lately, and I found out by day 7 my scalp is so itchy and is so flaky. So I need to catch my scalp just before it gets to that point, and I found that day 5 is the sweet spot for that. By day 5 the itch is coming in, but the itch is not bad yet, so I'm not scratching, I'm not beating my scalp, the flakes are not falling everywhere. So I would like to wash my hair every 5 days, 7 days at most, but every 5 days would be the perfect sweet spot for me. I also want to make sure that I have a free day within my week every 5 to 7 days to actually give my hair the attention it needs, because there's no point in starting to wash your hair but knowing that you have to rush to go to work in like an hour or two, because that's when you rush while doing your hair. That's when your hair starts to break. You're not giving it as much attention as it needs to be done. So you need to make sure that you have a free day just to do your hair and take your time. Also, when I'm in a protective style, I'm a little bit more lenient on how often I wash my hair. This really depends on if my hair is feeling a little dry, or is my hair looking a little dirty, or do I have some dandruff. So when I have a protective style, this wash day routine doesn't necessarily apply to that. Okay, so now then you're going to go into looking at identifying what you need to do during your wash day. So for me, that is always shampooing my hair. So these are the shampoos that I like to use. I like to use the Tresemme Cleanse and Replenish as my clarifying shampoo. I like to use the Head and Shoulders on my scalp because it has menthol in it. I find that it really makes my scalp feel like it is breathing, and it does get rid of that itch. It does take my hair to an about 7-day period. So yeah, this shampoo is really, really good. And my number one, the girl that she thinks she is, my Cream of Nature Argan Oil from Morocco, sulfate free moisture and shine shampoo. This shampoo is amazing. Okay, the slip that it gives me when I'm basically shampooing my hair, like my fingers glide through my hair, that is how good it is. I absolutely love this shampoo. So as you see here, I do not have any co-washes, and that's because I don't like to co-wash my hair. So I used to do it at the beginning of my hair journey, but I found that co-washes really made my scalp feel itchy, and it's just something I was not willing to deal with. Like itchy scalp, no ma'am, don't sign me up for that. So the most I would do is, if my hair's feeling dry, is to put some conditioner onto my hair and wash that out. But I find that I really need to do that. Like my washes once a week, I'm more than enough. So yeah, co-wash is something that I don't do. Okay, because I have a flaky scalp, I like to make sure that I actually clean my scalp with a shampoo on a weekly basis. So I use my Cream of Nature every single week, and I use my Head and Shoulder on my scalp as well every single week. The Head and Shoulders does contain sulfates, so I just like to concentrate that directly on my scalp and not let it, go into all my hair for a very long period of time, meaning that I do not do a lot of rinses with the Head and Shoulders. So I do about 2 lathers with the Head and Shoulders, then I move over to the Cream of Nature moisturizing shampoo. Yeah. And then about once a month, I like to clarify with the Tresemme Cleanse and Replenish Deep Conditioning Shampoo. This shampoo, by the way, doesn't make my hair feel stripped after I wash my hair. I absolutely love it. It really is a fave and a staple that's gonna stay in my hair regimen. So once I have all that, once I have identified with shampoos I want to use and how often, I would then go and plot this into my wash day schedule. So as you can see here, I have weeks 1 to 6. I like to do a week 1 to 6 schedule because I do have things that I do only at week 6 point. So I like to make sure that in my schedule I include up to the week 6 point. So as you can see, from week 1 to 3, I am shampooing with the Cream of Nature and the Heads and Shoulders. In week 4, I'm using the Tresemme clarifying shampoo, following that up with the Cream of Nature, just so that I'm not over drying out my hair with the sulfate shampoo. And then week 5 and 6, I go back to the Cream of Nature shampoo. Okay, and then the next thing that you need to do, and the next thing that you need to identify, is your deep conditioning schedule. How often do you want to deep condition? When do you want to use what treatments, or your protein treatments, your mixes, and your moisture treatments? These are the conditioners that I use. So the first one is the Tresemme Moisture Rich Conditioner. This conditioner is protein free, and that's why I like to use it as my moisture deep conditioner. The second one, so these two, it's the Afrobotanics Deep Penetrating Moisture and the Olive Oil Replenishing Conditioner. So these are my mixed conditioners because they contain moisture ingredients, but they also contain protein ingredients. And the final one is the Ors Hair Mayo. I like to use this one as my hard protein because I just find that although it contains moisturizing agents, it does actually dry out my hair, and after this I do need to use a moisturizing shampoo. So that's the one I like to use as my hard protein. Okay, so I need to make sure that I have a good balance of protein and moisture when I'm deep conditioning my hair or when I'm planning my schedule. I need to also make sure that with every wash that I do, I follow that up with a deep conditioning treatment. I also need to make sure that I switch between my light proteins, my moistures, and my heavy proteins, just to also make sure that that balance is maintained in my hair. And I do a hard protein every 6 weeks because with relaxed hair, I find that we have to be proactive and not reactional. So you can't do a hard protein when it's like, oh no, my hair is now feeling mushy and my hair is breaking. You want to kind of catch your hair before it starts to feel mushy and before it starts to break. And then I would plot these into my wash day. So for my week 1, I would put my Tresemme Moisture Rich Conditioner. I like to put a couple drops or a couple spoons of oil in this just to make it more moisturizing. For my week 2, I would use my Ors Replenishing Conditioner. So this is my mix, and I would do this with heat. For week 3, I would go back to my Strictly Moisture Conditioner. For week 4, I would do the Afrobotanics moisture and protein mix with oil. For week 5, this is when I go back to my Strictly Moisture Tresemme, and for week 6, this is when I do my hard protein, so the ORS hair mayo, and then I follow this up with a Strictly Moisture, which would be my Tresemme conditioner. Okay. And then we move on to the next thing. So now we're going to talk about hot oil treatments. Right, hot oil treatments have saved my hair. Okay, hot oil in general has saved my hair. So the first oil I want to talk about is castor oil. Now this is the main oil that I put in addition to my conditioners. So when I was saying I would do a deep condition and add 2 teaspoons of oil, this is the oil that I am talking about. Castor oil is a very good strengthener for your hair, so I like to put it in my deep conditioners just to make sure that it's deeply penetrating my hair, not my scalp but my hair. And then these are the 2 oils that I like to seal my hair with after I have done the whole wash day thing. When I'm moisturizing and sealing, I like to use olive oil and the grape-seed oil. These 2 essential oils are the oils I like to mix into my carrier oils. So I put a few drops of these into my carrier oils and use them as I need to use them. So I like to make sure that I do hot oil treatments once a month, and this is just a minimum. So I can do it whenever I feel like my hair needs it, but minimum I have to have done it once a month. However, I do like to put hot oil on my scalp with every deep conditioner. I found that it's helping me get rid of the dry, itchy scalp that I have, and it smooths and soothes out my scalp. So with every deep condition, I like to make sure that I put some hot oil onto it. And then I'm going to go and plot that onto my wash day schedule as we just talked about. So with week 1, I'm putting warm oil on my scalp. With week 2, I'm putting warm oil on my scalp. With week 3, I'm putting warm oil on my scalp. Week 4, that once a month I do the hot oil treatment where all my hair gets some hot oil. I put a bag over that. I sit for 20 minutes. Week 5, oil on scalp. Week 6, oil on scalp. Okay, and this is what our schedule is looking like right now. So the next additional treatment that I want to look into is my black tea rinses. I do have a video, or is it a post on Instagram about black tea rinses? Whichever it is, I'll either link it down below in the description box, or I'll put a link up here if it's a video on YouTube for you guys to see. Basically where I explain the benefits of black tea rinses and show you guys how I do my black tea rinses. So with my black tea rinses, I like to use a regular 5 Roses tea bag. I put about 2 tea bags in a cup, and I put some hot water. I do not put sugar, I do not put milk because I'm not making a cup of tea. Okay. And then I put this in the fridge to cool down overnight, and then the next day I put this in a spray bottle and then I spray it onto my scalp. When it's basically cold from the fridge, it's really soothing on the scalp. It really does soothe the scalp and it feels really, really, really nice. And black tea rinses have a lot of amazing benefits, and the most important one, or the one that's most common, is basically reducing the shedding that your hair has. And with relaxed hair, we all know you need to be proactive, not reactional. So don't wait for your shedding to be excessive to start implementing black tea rinses into your schedule. And this is why I like to do mine every 4 to 6 weeks. So I would then plot this into my wash day schedule. As you can see, at week 4 I have a black tea rinse over there. Black tea rinses though are something I like to do after I shampoo my hair, before I deep condition, because I find that with black tea rinse it does dry out my hair itself. Like my hair feels very dry after that. So I like to follow that up with a deep conditioning session. I've also put it at week 6. This doesn't mean I'm doing a black tea rinse in week 4 and in week 6. It means if I don't do it in week 4, then I do it in week 6, or if I do it in week 4, I don't do it in week 6, and vice versa. Okay, so the next additional treatment we're going to be looking at is moisturizing and sealing my hair. So for basically my moisturizing product is the Dark and Lovely olive oil moisturizer. This moisturizer is one that I've been using for the past couple of months, and I must say it really does moisturize my hair. Like, I like the way my hair feels after that. If you're looking for light bouncy hair, however, this is not the moisturizer for you, because it does weigh down the hair. Yeah, I mean, it is for very dry and coarse hair, so they did pack it with oils just so that your hair gets the maximum moisture. And then I like to use these 2 leave-in conditioners. So I like to use the Cantu argan oil one when I am going into a protective style, or when I'm doing a low manipulation style, and I like to use the originals one when I just want my hair to be light and to be fluffy, you know. I'm sure a lot of you know the Cantu shea butter one, but I use the argan oil one because the argan oil one does not contain any proteins, and the shea butter Cantu leave-in contains proteins. And because I have low porosity hair, my hair tends to be a little bit on the protein sensitive side, so I didn't want to have a lot of products in my regimen that contain protein, and that is why I went for the argan oil one. Okay, so with moisturizing and sealing, I like to make sure that with every single wash that I do, I make sure that my hair is moisturized and sealed after that. And then when my hair is out, for example, and it's, let's say I have a twist out, or I've straightened my hair or something, my hair is out, I like to make sure that I also moisturize it every other day. Not because it would be dry every other day, but because I never want my hair to get dry before I moisturize it. So I'm being proactive and not reactional. So I'm not waiting until my hair is dry in order for me to moisturize it. I'm catching it right before then. So I'm keeping that, as Helicious would say, moisture momentum balanced. Okay. And then the final thing here is when I'm in a protective style, I don't have a strict moisturize and seal routine, because you can't necessarily get to your hair. But I like to make sure that I put some sort of moisture into my hair at a minimum twice a week. So then I would go and I would plot this onto my wash day schedule. As you can see, it's written moisturize and seal because I don't have different products that I use in my hair to moisturize and seal currently. So I'm just moisturizing and sealing. It's just that if I'm doing a protective style or a low manipulation style, I would use a heavier leave-in conditioner than when my hair is out and when my hair is straight. Okay, and the final additional treatments we're going to be looking at are light trims, styling, and relaxer stretches. If you guys have been watching me for a while, if you listen to anything I say, if you follow me on Instagram, then you would know that I use the Dark and Lovely Superior Moisture Plus Relaxer Kit. This is a no-lay relaxer. I really like this relaxer, and I've been finding that lately though, one box is not enough. And I think this is because I was relaxing my hair at 24 weeks and I had so much new growth that I actually needed 1.5 boxes of relaxer. Basically the relaxer kit itself inside, I was using 1.5 containers of it basically. But I don't know how that's gonna work now that I'm reducing my stretch. Will I have less new growth? Will I need less relaxer? We'll see. But with trimming my hair, I like to make sure that I trim my hair every time I relax my hair, and that will be every 16 to 18 weeks as per my relaxer stretches. However, if between week 1 to week 18 at any point my ends are looking raggedy, or they're looking a little suspect, or I feel that I need to dust up my ends a little bit because I'm going into a protective style, I will do it with no hesitation. I really don't mind cutting off a bit of length or cutting off a bit of hair, because I know that my hair will grow back. Okay, you need to make sure that your ends are healthy, because if your ends are splitting, all they're going to do is continue to split up, and you need to prevent that. You want to prevent that. You're not gonna hold on to length and be like, no, I won't cut these split ends because they're getting me to collarbone length. Like, girl, That's really, your hair will get to collarbone length and beyond if you look after it. And looking after it is getting rid of dead ends, is getting rid of split ends, is preventing split ends from occurring. So even though you don't see a split end occurring, the hair, it's starting to get a little bit worn at the end. So just a light dust in your hair is a good idea to do every so often. With styling, I'm not strict on what I do to my hair and when I do it. I don't really mind, but I find that 90% of the time I am in low manipulation styles. And that's just because I find it easier to manage with my work schedule. Having to wake up every morning and comb my hair it's a nightmare. Okay. So I'd rather be in a low manipulation style that I do once a week after wash day. Something that is easy to take down and put on really quickly. You can check out my Instagram to see the different low manipulation styles that I do on a weekly basis. I do update my Instagram on a weekly basis on what I have now. Okay. And with protective styles, long-term protective styles. So here I mean like braids, like the fur locks and the box braids and all of these fancy, cool, amazing hairstyles. I have a schedule for these because I went through a couple of things where protective styles actually broke off my hair completely. Okay. If you guys want to see a video on my hair journey, basically where I started and why I started and why I say protective styles broke off my hair, please do let me know down in the comments below. Comment protective style video and I will know that you guys want to see why I say protective styles broke my hair. However, now that I know how to use them properly and how to prep my hair properly for protective styles, I'm gonna start implementing protective styles like braids into the final month or 2 months or 2.5 months of my relaxer stretch. I'll just be going into some braids and some protective styles that require fiber or a wig or something that I can keep in my hair for more than 2 weeks. I like to do this in the final stretch, not in the beginnings, but in the final stretch of my relaxer stretches. Okay. I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, and then with my relaxer stretches, I'm also reducing this to every 16 to 18 weeks from my 24-week stretches, because as I explained in my relaxer updates, I found that after week 20 my hair starts to knot by the line of demarcation, and in my previous stretch this caused a lot of breakage. So this year I wanted to reduce my stretch to about 16 to 18 weeks just to see if there is an improvement in my hair, if the breakage will be less when I'm stretching it throughout this time, and if I'll enjoy my hair more if I do it this way. So I'm gonna be reducing my stretches to every 16 to 18 weeks, and the reason I'm giving it a range is because sometimes at 16 weeks I'll be feeling like I could have a little more, I could have a little more new growth to relax, but sometimes I'll be like, nah, I'm enough, it's good, let's do this. So yeah, I have a range of 16 to 18 weeks. I have been rambling, but I hope that was helpful for you guys. So I do not put these on my wash day schedule because these are things that I don't do too often, so I don't need them on my wash day schedule. But that is it, guys. That is how I create my wash day routine. That is everything that my wash day routine consists of. It is plain and it is simple. So this is the skeleton of my wash day routine. When I decide, for example, to add extra treatments, for example a scalp scrub, or if I want to do a bond rebuilder, those are things I'll be adding in addition to what I already have to do that week. It will not be replacing the basics and the skeleton that I have of things to do every single week. And that is how you come up with a schedule. When you want to start adding stuff to your schedule, those things are additions. So you're not going to say, because I'm doing a bond rebuilder, I'm taking out deep conditioning. Those are treatments basically have different purposes for the hair. So you want to make sure that you have the core components of a wash day. You want to make sure your scalp is clean. You want to make sure your hair is moisturized. You want to make sure you're trapping in that moisture. You're keeping it in there by moisturizing, and you're sealing your hair. You want to make sure that your hair is up and away from your shoulders, so it's not rubbing on your shoulders and it's not breaking off. But yeah, guys, the easier you make your routine, the easier it is and the more likely you are to follow it. So that's just basically what I like to do and what I like to stick to. I hope you guys find this video helpful. I hope this format made it even more helpful than me just being there and saying things as I write them, but you guys really can't see what I'm writing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Any videos you'd like to see, please do leave them down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye, loves.